Hey guys, Jay here. Thank you for checking out this video. This is my F1 fantasy team for the Canadian Grand Prix. But before we get into that, let's talk about Monaco. So of course, the first thing we've got to talk about is the two incidences, the K-Mag Perez incident and the Ocon Gasly incident. I've taken some screenshots from the highlights, watched the highlights again this morning. Just going to say this quickly, apologies, I'm a bit out of it, quite tired. I've had a long weekend and I've tried to record this video already, but I kept getting a popping sound on my audio, so I'm doing a re-record. But anyway, you can see here we've got Perez in the centre and we've got K-Mag on the right, and I've got these arrows here to show basically essentially what would be their racing line. Okay, so Perez in the centre, K-Mag on the right. You can see here there's a lot of space, and so K-Mag's going to go for a move, and rightly so. It's Monaco. You've got to take your opportunities where you can. This is a little further up. Perez has obviously seen K-Mag coming, so he's going to the right to defend, which he's entitled to do. Now, here's where I'm a bit torn. I've seen a lot of people say that K-Mag was in the wrong, he should have got a penalty. And I've seen some people say that Perez was the reason for the crash. To me, there is a gap, and K-Mag's got every right to go for it. At the same time, Perez has got every right to defend. My take on this is K-Mag is in a Haas and he's fighting Perez, who's in a Red Bull. I do think on this occasion, K-Mag should have pulled back and saved his battles for like the Saubers, which are just up here and behind. But I can see a gap, so I can see where K-Mag is coming from. And when I watched in real time, it did look like there was an opportunity. So at this point, I'm kind of 50-50. Where Perez has gone to the right, this is obviously, I don't want to say shaking K-Mag, but he's obviously seen Perez is close. And I didn't notice this in real time until I watched the highlights again today. But K-Mag actually hit the wall slightly. You can see here his right rear touching the wall. And then I guess like a slight ricochet, if you will, meant that he's now slightly gone left. I thought when I first screenshot this, it looked like he was slightly to the left, but I don't know if it's just the angle, to be fair. But either way, so his car sort of done that, hit the wall and gone like that, if that makes sense. As that's happened, obviously Perez is trying to defend, and then we see the touch here where they touch. You've got K-Mag's left front, Perez's rear right, and then from that moment on, Perez is obviously a passenger with K-Mag, driving him into the wall basically. Now, a lot of people have been saying that K-Mag should have got a penalty. He should be banned for one race because obviously he's on 10 points, is it? He's on at the moment? I can't remember if it's 8 or 10 points. By the way, he's close to a race ban. The problem I've got with this is, first of all, it's Monaco, so it's tight anyway. If I go back to this first image, if this wasn't Monaco, if this was a different track, there might be like grass or sorry, I'm half asleep. You know what I mean? But there'd be an off run. You'd be able to go. K-Mag might have like gone off and then back on. But obviously you can't because it's Monaco. You've got the walls everywhere. To me, if we're saying that people can't take opportunities, then where's the racing? Like, I don't think K-Mag should get a penalty for this. I really don't. I think it was a racing incident, an unfortunate one, but I do think it was a racing incident, especially in this image. I mean, look how much space there is here. You know, it's only when Perez goes to defend that things get tight. And yes, K-Mag can be aggressive, granted, but you know, you've got to fight for the points, especially when you're at the back. And so, on this occasion, I feel for K-Mag. I'm not going to say I'm on K-Mag's side per se, because I think, you know, choose your battles more wisely maybe. But I do think a penalty would have been harsh, and so I do think it was a racing incident. And you see here we've got this is Hulkenberg, who was just slightly unfortunate not to have got through before Perez collided into him. You can see here that here's like the little gap between Perez's rear and Hulkenberg as he was coming through. But unfortunately, he wasn't far enough forward to get past. So he was like the biggest loser really out of the three of them, to be honest. And then this is the onboard. So again, this is what I'm saying. Like, K-Mag's obviously gone for the move because he's seen the opportunity. But you see here this white line where Perez is coming over to defend, and like I imagine the front wings were like here, right? So yeah, K-Mag should have maybe pulled back at this point, but I do think at the same time Perez should have given K-Mag a bit more space as well. That's just my opinion, but you know, what do you guys think? Do you think K-Mag was in the wrong here, or do you think Perez was actually the one at fault? Because I personally just think it was a racing incident. I don't think neither were at fault. I think K-Mag's gone for a move and Perez has gone to defend. And as simple as that. Just unfortunately it was in Monaco. So that's that one. But now let's look at the Ocon Gasly incident, just for comparison. So here's Ocon, and at this point, yeah, I can see, you know, there's a possible move here. I mean, I say that now. I say that now, but you know, we've got the V carb here, and we've got the Williams, and obviously we've got Gasly. Yeah, I mean, there's a possible move. There's a possible move there, possibly. Bit further on, you see Ocon's, you know, trying to pass his teammate. Here's Gasly. This is Ocon's sort of like line, if you will. You know, up and around. So I imagine Ocon's thinking, get in front of Gasly. I don't think he would have thought he'd get past the Williams, though, surely. But anyway, you know, get past Gasly and around. Here is where I think Ocon messed up. So now he's really tight to the wall on the right here. Gasly's wheel to wheel on the left. I mean, even at this angle, you know, there's no way he's gonna. If he turns, he's going straight into that wall. So he'd have to adjust. I imagine he'd have to adjust like that. Go slightly to the left and then round. But yeah, like here, he should have pulled back. He should have pulled back and let Gasly back in front. So this is where I think Ocon's mistake started, personally. He's gone around the corner though. He's trying to follow the Williams, and obviously we've got the V-carbs, we've got this little train here. Here's Gasly's front wing plate. So I imagine at this point Ocon's thinking he's through. He's passed his teammate. But because that's such a tight corner. Obviously, here's Gasly. Ocon's come out of nowhere. This is Gasly's sort of line here. Ocon thinks he's through. I imagine Ocon's thinking that maybe Gasly might have been a little bit more to the left, although maybe not. But yeah, and in the end, Ocon decided to take flying lessons, basically. And I think Gasly had every right to be frustrated and angry at that point. I mean, your teammates, you know, yeah, you should like battle each other, but sensibly, you know. So yeah, But let me know what you guys think. Like I say, I personally think that K-Mags was a racing incident, but this one, I think Ocon was in the wrong, and he's actually been given a 5 grid place penalty, I think it is. Yeah, so on the Formula One website, we've got Gasly fumes at Alpine intra-team clash in Monaco as Ocon takes to social media to apologise. Where is it? Ocon, whose sanction will be converted into a 5-place grid penalty for the next round in Canada, initially described the incident as unfortunate before taking to social media to apologise. While Gasly continued to eventually score his first point of the season in 10th, Ocon was forced to retire and later received a 10-second time penalty for the stewards, who felt he was wholly to blame. So I've done that the wrong way around, sorry. But yeah, 10-second time penalty, which has now been converted into a 5-place grid penalty for Canada. And then there's another article, Ocon to take 5-place grid drop at Canadian Grand Prix after dramatic first lap clash with teammate Gasly in Monaco. And I'll try and remember to put the links in the description if you want to have a little look. So, let's talk about fantasy team. Oh boy, where to begin? So, I got my lowest score of the season. I only scored 40 points. I've got over 100 at least before. Got 300, 372 there, a couple of 200s. But yeah, 40 points, and here's why. So this was my team. I had to use my final fix as well for this one. Plus I had already taken a 10-point penalty for an extra transfer. So I got Lando, not an issue. P4, great. But Turbo Driver, 38 points. Joe, bless him, was kind of like my weak link slash sacrifice in my team for this one. But you'll see here, I've got the 2 Hasses. I've got Magnussen and Hulkenberg. After qualifying, they got disqualified because their rear wing there was an issue with their rear wing, so both of the Hasses were disqualified from qualifying, and so that was a good start. So I thought, okay, let's bring in Gasly because the Alpines did pretty well in qualifying. I think they're on a slight trajectory up, and I thought, yeah, we'll go with the 2 Alpines for this one. And we'll sacrifice Nico just simply because Magnussen has been doing really well in the statistics with things like overtakes and value for money. So you can see here he's second for overtakes, for example, with Hulkenberg in third, ironically. But yeah, that was my thinking. And then I had Red Bull and Ferrari as my constructors. If I go back to my images here, I put race strat. It was more like a race hope, hope really, where I was hoping that in terms of F1 fantasy, I was hoping Sainz would get ahead of Piastri, Norris would get into third or second if he was lucky, because I'm thinking of pit stops as well. Verstappen would surely pass Russell, get into 5th. Gasly past Albon, hopefully into 9th. Ocon maybe 10th to P9 if I'm lucky. Perez, surely he'll get past Sargent at least, possibly the Alpine, possibly the Aston Martins, I should say. Joe would probably stay level, maybe get past Bottas, and Hulkenberg and Mags would surely get past the Saubers, and Mags would hopefully overtake Hulkenberg when it came to pit stop strategy. Fortunately, that obviously didn't work. That obviously didn't happen because the Hasses got disqualified in qualifying, and then there was the freeway crash, meaning I lost K-Mag, I lost Hulkenberg, I lost half of my Red Bull team, and then obviously I lost Ocon because he decided to take flying lessons, as I said earlier. So yeah, and that's left me with a huge drop in the league. Before Monaco, I was something like 28,228, something like that. And I've dropped down to 51,073, so I've lost a lot of places with a long way to go. So, Monaco was a disaster. Hey guys, sorry, I didn't realise this video was going to get that depressing. I just want to pause it here quickly to say that I forgot to mention a huge congratulations to Charles Leclerc for winning the Monaco Grand Prix, his home race for the first time. Fifth attempt I think it is. But yeah, congratulations to him, and many more to come hopefully. And you know, he deserves it. He's done really well this season. He was a bit under pressure by Sainz at the start of the season, but yeah, just wanted to pause it here, just say quickly. That's why I'm wearing the Ferrari t-shirt for this video. Congratulations to Charles, and you know, good luck to them for Canada. What do I do for Canada? Well, this is what I've decided to do for Canada. I've made one change. I've replaced Ocon for obvious reasons and brought in Tsunoda. And I have kept faith with K-Meg and Nico for the time being. I wanted to bring in McLaren for Ferrari, but I would be too short on cash. I then thought about what's coming up. So we've got Canada, then we've got Spain, and then we've got Austria. And Austria is a sprint race. So I've saved one of my transfers this time around for Spain. And while I think of it now, because I forgot to say this in my original recording, I want to give a shout out to the Raven Racing, if I said that right, who has been going back and forth with me on some of these videos, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the interaction. And you know, yeah, just want to give a shout out to that person. Thank you for all the feedback and stuff. Yeah, sorry, and they were the one that made me aware of the, if you save a transfer, you get an extra one for the next race, because I kept getting a bit confused. I always thought it was 2 transfers, but every now and then I'd have 3 transfers. So yeah. So that is my team for Canada. My hope is that we're looking at a top 5. You know, the 2 Red Bulls, the Ferrari and Lando, possibly top 6, because obviously there's Piastri to consider. And then with qualifying, theoretically, both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, Lando, possibly Nico and Tsunoda, because with Nico and Yuki, their qualifying has been pretty good lately. So I'm hoping their qualifying form will continue. And then with K-Mag, I'm hopefully relying on his overtakes. That's the theory going into this one. And again, like Joe is obviously like my weakest driver per se. So yeah, that is my team for Canada. Again, guys, I do apologise. I'm really tired. I went to ComiCon on Saturday. I had a blast, but it was the first time I'd gone as a disabled person, so it really took it out of me. And yeah, I watched Monaco yesterday, and I'm just shattered. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm just absolutely shattered, because I tried recording this already, and my audio kept making popping sounds, so I had to find out if I could do something about that. Finally, just say that originally I was going to be sharing Philando Part 4, my F1 Manager 23 career with Aston Martin. Today, I'm now going to push that back either to tomorrow or more likely to next week. Yeah, I'll push it back to next week, just because I like to have one video a week. And I'm actually at the moment just over halfway through season 3. F1 Manager 24 is coming out sooner than I was hoping, so I'm trying to actually get to season 4, because season 3 is a bit hit and miss. But I'm hoping to get to season 4, and that's going to be like my final season, my final chance to win the championship. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, guys. What did you think about the crashes in Monaco, the Perez Magnussen incident and the Ocon Gasly incident? What do you think of my team going into Canada? Do you think it's a good team? Do you think it's a bad team? You know, what would you have changed? And good luck for the Canadian Grand Prix if you're playing F1 Fantasy. and I will talk to you afterwards for the Spanish Grand Prix. Take care, all the best, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. And while I think of it, because I almost forgot, I just want to also say a huge thank you, because on this channel I've been trying to do some community posts, but trying to do some regular community posts, and I'm only a tiny channel, as you know, but I just want to say thank you for everyone who voted on my Monaco GP team. I came up with 2 different ideas, and 70% of you agreed with the one that I chose, and 30% of you think I should have went for the other team, which ironically had Perez in it. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, that is going to be it for me. Statistics wise, there hasn't been really much changes, I don't think. I'm keeping an eye on Lance Stroll because he's doing really well. I think the Mercedes, I think George might have already been in the top 10 finishers, and Lewis has just popped in. But yeah, moving forward, it's looking like, you know, your Ferraris, your Red Bulls, your McLarens, and providing they behave themselves, the Hasses, and possibly the Mercedes and Stroll. With well, actually, Alonso's got a fast lap there as well. But yeah, I'm not going to delve too much into this for this video, but yeah. Okay, guys. Again, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to follow my team throughout the season, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And any feedback in the comments is hugely appreciated. And I hope you enjoy what's coming soon to the channel, and enjoy the Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.